What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from May 6, 2021, with Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown as your commentators at Nashville, Tennessee, in the Skyway Studios, and this will be the go home. excuse me. This will be the go home show edition of Impact Under Siege 2021, and let's not waste any time, folks, because I do a lot of catching up for Impact Wrestling, and I still need to do a lot of catching up for AEW, and I gotta do a whole bunch of catching up for New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. But I got a lot going on my mind, folks, and I'm trying my absolute best to know that. And the last thing I want to do is to fall back behind. So here we go. Other things I could still do: taking out the trash, drink reviews, any type of other reviews I'll do. But pertains to wrestling, because wrestling is one thing that'll be something for me to try to keep up. Pertains to me the reviews. But I digress. The opening match was Chris Saban with James Storm at his corner versus Rhino with Vampire Design in his corner of Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Diener. And this is one of the considered match to qualify for the six-way match for Under Siege. To draw along with Sami Callihan, Chris Bay, and was there a third match on that? 1, 2, if I recall who it was. Yeah, Matt Cardona. There you go. Sorry. But the match itself between Chris Saban and Rhino, pretty decent, with Chris Saban getting the win. Now, obviously, you got some outside involvement, a little bit, of Vampire Design. And, James Storm wanted to keep everything in check 2-0. So, in the end, it was Chris Saban getting the win, which it was shocking to me that Chris Saban is winning instead of Rhino. But yeah, Chris Saban won instead. So, Rosemary confronts Brian Myers after he failed to qualify in the local tournament match against Matt Cardona. And Rosemary tells Brian Myers that his ego is, holding him back. And then all of a sudden he's ignoring her, and then all of a sudden Taurus shoves him down to the floor. And that was basically it. And she gave him some kind of, spell card or whatever it was. So, there you go. So that's going to be the program, for Brian Myers. Until they do something, until they get back to him and Matt Cardona. So, Impact World Champion, TNA World Champion, and AEW World Champion, and let's not forget the Triple A Mega Champion as well, Kenny Omega, with Doc Gallows. I can't remember if Carl Anderson was there too, but basically, Omega's telling Doc Gallows meant to say to ensure that he's going to ensure victory for him. Oh yeah, that's right. Carl Anderson was there. Basically, it was like a meeting for these guys that Doc Gallows they need to ensure that he gets a victory over one half of the World Tag Team Champions and Juice Robinson, one half of Finn Juice, and we'll get to that match later on. So basically, Coach Kenny, that's basically what he's calling himself. Coach Kenny is gonna get these guys back on the winning track. So that's basically why he's there. Susan with Kimberly versus Taylor Wilde. And the last thing we need pertains to Taylor Wilde coming back for being rusty in the ring for God knows how long she's been away from wrestling. It's her in the match against a character I don't give a fuck about, and Susan. So the match wasn't expecting anything great. Wasn't expecting anything good. Not even decent. Tina Dashwood came out there though, because Kimberly, I think she got involved, whatever. I couldn't care less because, again, Susan. But Taylor Wilde got the win, as expected. And then Tina Dashwood came in there, posing with her and all that, and didn't want no part of it, and I was basically teasing more where it could lead to a program between these two where they try to do the tag team thing, but it ain't gonna work out at the end of the day, and there you go. So we'll see how that turns out. And by the way, we'll get to what happened on the Siege as well. Gia Miller suggests that the Knockouts champion Arnon Peralta, which I need to talk about this by the way, because I failed to talk about the last time. Because last time, Gia Miller was trying to to get some word out of Arnon Peralta of why she didn't want to get involved with to go out there with Kimberly against Taylor Wilde last Impact Wrestling. And basically she's losing her mind saying, are you assuming that I'm afraid of Taylor Wilde and everything, blah blah blah, and and she's virtuosa, she's a Knockouts champion and all that, and she will face all comers and all that, and she's beating everyone. All of a sudden, Jessica Havoc shows up out of nowhere, basically teasing a program between those two. That's gonna be the next challenger for Arnon Peralta, which we'll get to more momentarily as we continue on with all these catching up of Impact Wrestling reviews. But yeah, but Arnon Peralta show of fear, and tends to Havoc, and by the way, Jessica Havoc, that's her name, but they decided to shorten it Havoc, but she's known as Jessica Havoc, but Havoc. So but yeah, I was seeing this, and I'm seeing so why is Arnon Peralta all of a sudden is afraid, and why she's always trying to avoid being involved in something. I guess she's a heel and all that, but when she first came in to Impact Wrestling as a heel, she was so confident. She has the full confidence in herself that because she's one of the best technical wrestlers in history. In history of professional wrestling. And I say one of the best technical wrestlers. I'm not saying she's the best technical wrestler. She's one of the best technical wrestlers because she is. And she's proven it. And the last thing that she needs is help from someone like a Kimberly and a Susan. And at one point we were James Mitchell because the whole thing, and now here we are with Arnon Peralta, who's a two-time Knockouts champion, who all of a sudden now she needs help. All of a sudden she wants to cheat to win, and all of a sudden she doesn't want to be the type of champion to defend a championship against any newcomers and to avoid any challengers. Boy, they went 180 with Arnon Peralta's character here, and I don't like it. So same thing happened here, where Arnon Peralta is avoiding once again Taylor Wilde, denying that tends to claim of being something, and all of a sudden Rosemary comes in to interrupt, and Havoc comes in, as well, and Arnon Peralta says she's gonna talk to Scott Demoy, to have Rosemary and Havoc have a match, where the winner gets to face her on the Siege. Now, I don't think she said on the Siege, but that's basically what it's gonna lead to. But we'll get to that. So after she leaves, a heel run away like a coward, because that's how she's being portrayed now, and I fucking hate it. Rosemary and Havoc have a stare down, and basically rehashing their rivalries and rehashing their feuds. So, and we'll get to how that ends up happening with Arnon Peralta once we get to it. Just give me one moment, folks. I gotta check something here. Okay, I see now. Anyways, sorry about that, folks. I'm a bit my messenger. But anyways, it's not important though. But W. Morrissey, William Morrissey, the former Big Cass, he is there to make everyone feel, and Angani, that's how you say it. I don't know. That he once felt, and it starts with Willie Mack at Under Siege. So, and we'll get to a match when we get to Under Siege. I just need to go to one more Impact Wrestling review after this. Rick Rajul with Shira at ringside versus Trey Miguel, where the winner gets to advance to the 6-way match, no contendership against whoever may win that match to go up against Kenny Omega for the Impact World Championship title, which I'm assuming is going to happen against all odds. So the match happens. Decent match. Love the match. And then after the match was over. Oh, I'm sorry. Basically, Trey Miguel won the match, as I expected. Then after the match, Jake something comes out. Not gonna say he gets his revenge on Rick Rajul. Not like that Jake something didn't come in during the match, because what they basically showing Jake something doing this is that he's a man of honor. And he doesn't want to get involved in matches. Pertains to what Rick Rajul did when he cost him his match when he was having a match. So so he waited after the match was over so he could get his hands on Rick Rajul, and then he got his hands on Shira, and that was basically it. Now other wars gonna lead to or chance to Jake something going up against these two guys. Maybe he's gonna find a partner, but then again, how can he find a partner if one of his partner is no longer his partner in Cody Deaner? If it would be something if Cody Deaner was still part of the Deaners, even though he's just called Deaner, which is dumb. But it'll be something if they were still together and they could go up against the team of Rick Rajul and Shira. But you won't, but it's not that no more. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad they're doing something with Jake something, So in a way, I'm glad he got the weight off of his shoulder, because now the dead weight that he once carried on his shoulder is now Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Rhino's problem. Same time, it doesn't help their case at all, because I like the faction. I don't like Deaner in there because he doesn't fit in it. So I guess some kind of a discussion during Swingers Palace, where it tends to playing bets on it tends to the the 6-way no contention match. Also, and we get to I don't remember much about it. I don't know if this was the same segment that where it tends to Alicia Edwards about what was going to happen with her moving forward with this whole thing with Swingers Palace, but I guess we'll find out on the next edition of it, the next review of it, I should say. But then we get to Chris Bay, who planted the seeds of doubt on Chris Saban. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the same segment. It was the same segment here. Basically, it was about Jim Storm. And basically, Chris Bay is doing his thing where he's trying to manipulate this whole thing where Jim Storm can fight his own battles. And basically, he told Chris Saban, you're gonna stay away, you're gonna stay out of it, know that. And he's gonna show that he can fight his own battles against Moose, and that ends up being the main event. And we'll get to that when we get to it. So. Doc Gallows with Kenny Omega, Carl Anderson, and Don Callis versus Juice Robinson being covered by David Finlay. And the match happens. Match was pretty decent. They got some involvements of of the Elite, especially what they are. They are the Elite. We're chance to Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows becoming new members of the Elite. So. And in the end, it was Doc Gallows getting the win. And after the match, Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers beats up on Finn Juice. All of a sudden, we get Eddie Edwards coming out to fight them, but he ends up falling down too. And the Elite stands tall. So then we get to Deonna Purrazzo, the Knockouts champion. She's leaving the building. She's sneaking her way out of the building. And Gia Miller stops her, And also, especially too, we have Kimberly and Susan there. And Gia Miller stops Deonna Purrazzo to ask her, did you talk to Scott Demoy? And then she basically lies, say, of course she talked to him and all that, blah blah blah. And then also Scott Demoy comes out of nowhere, and she's acting all innocent, Deonna Purrazzo, or to acting all nice and everything to Scott Demoy. And Scott Demoy, oh hey, I heard about what happened earlier and everything, and so I decided to make the match, because the whole thing was that Deonna Purrazzo was supposed to meet up with Scott Demoy to talk about this whole thing, and she never did. So Scott Demoy decided to go to her, and I'm saying to myself, Oh my god, 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 man. Why are they booking on Deonna Purrazzo like this? I don't get it. Why are they booking her like this? They didn't book her like that when she first came in. Why also now plans change when we got Kimberly in there, and then you got this stupid gimmick of Susan there. Now all of a sudden Deonna Purrazzo doesn't want to defend her title. She's all about declining that, and dodging this and dodging that. She was avoiding this, avoiding that. She doesn't want to defend her title that much anymore. She doesn't want to face any new challengers. Now this is Deonna Purrazzo that they're booking right now, and I fucking hate it. So the match was made. Rosemary versus Havoc, and that ends up being the next review for Impact Wrestling. So there you go. And the winner of that match gets to face Deonna Purrazzo for the title at Under Siege. So there you go. Alright, now all the bullshit's out of the way, let's get to El Phantasmo, the headbanger representing Bullet Club, and also from New Japan Pro Wrestling. El Phantasmo. I wish they could have done a better lighting, better dimming the lights of his entrance, because that's the whole point of his entrance. Because he's got those light up sunglasses, the light up vest that he's got on, and everything. He's got all hands down. He is amazing. And he goes against VSK. You probably know who VSK is. He wrestled on AEW numerous of times, on Dark Elevations. Even you probably see him a little bit on Dynamite, even with him playing fan, or maybe he did have a match on there at one point, or he ends up being one of those guys that ends up being one of the pull parts and all that. But then again, you probably won't even know the anyways. But I digress. But he has been the guy, the Phantasmo, and I like this, by the way, because the one thing I like about this whole thing with the partnerships of AEW and Impact Wrestling is that you got someone like a VSK who is on AEW Dark, where they're pushing someone like him, a younger talent, who could be enhancement talent for Impact Wrestling. Since Impact Wrestling doesn't have that much enhancement talents other than who Sam Beal. Even though it would be nice too, for that, but at the same time, it's whatever. Alright, folks, I'm still not done this yet. The most terrible Mountain Dew SA I've ever tasted in my entire life. But then again, I taste worse. Pepsi Fire. Enough said. Yeah, still haven't finished this yet, by the way. But the match was good. And Phantasmo did everything he could to get his shit in. Not all of it, but he did enough to impress. I'm pretty sure he impressed a lot. Haven't really seen the chat. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't look in the chat anymore of Twitch TV because for one thing, I quit watching Impact Wrestling on Twitch TV because they keep playing the same greatest moments, greatest matches, greatest promos. They keep repeating it every week, and even on the same show. Where it tends to showing that one thing, and then another hour they show it again. I am sick and fucking tired of seeing that shit. So sick and tired of seeing that I'm getting sick and tired of getting exhausted of seeing that shit, to a point where I'm losing energy. It's burning me the fuck out. It's burning me the fuck out more than AW's Dark Elevation and Dark shows at the same pertains to Dark Elevations on Mondays and Dark on Tuesdays. I don't care if you get someone like the GM Miller doing it, the guy who looks like Bobby Lashley in a suit, or that guy who sounds like Sean's View, but a better Sean's View. I forgot his name, but I digress. Jimmy Jacobs, maybe. Hell, a Tommy Dreamer. Hell, I'll even take boring Josh Matthews to do the whole thing where Melissa Santos once done, because she obviously I guess at this point obviously she's not there anymore, which is why we haven't been seeing her on Twitch TV to do these feedbacks after they go commercial break, pertains to the shows in Impact Wrestling. But I would rather have any of those guys to take that spot that Mr. Santos, that Mr. Santos once had, than to seeing the same shit every fucking week. Every fucking commercial they keep showing this shit. It's fucking tiresome. And if only it will be refreshing for me to watch it on Access TV. Except for one thing, I don't have Access TV. I would love to have Access TV. Now I will hate watching these commercials. These commercials that nowadays are garbage. Not all of them. Just the ones that are garbage. Annoying commercials in a way. But I would rather watch those commercials than to watch this shit every fucking time on Impact Wrestling promoting Impact Plus. Anyways. But the point is, I'm pretty sure that all the fans appreciate who what El Phantasmo brings to the table in pro wrestling, especially what of his character and his persona. But yeah, it was a good match though between the, both guys, VSK and El Phantasmo, and obviously El Phantasmo got the win. He won with the sudden death, which is the super kick, and yeah, he won. And the referee always, was questioning of his loaded boot, which, check it, see if it's loaded. So basically, it's the same thing that they've been doing with him, in New Japan is coming here, which is good. Keep that going. The story with that whole thing is that he was trained during the pandemic, staying quarantined, in the woods of in Canada because he is Canadian. I forgot where he trained in the woods, kicking trees and all that, which ends to the point where his foot now is a deadly weapon. And that's basically the story of it. So he claims there's no loaded boot, in there, but there are people that that he got in the ring, that they got in the ring with El Phantasmo says that his boot is loaded. There's no proof of that yet, but he even showed his shoe. Now he didn't show what was inside of his shoe, but he showed there's nothing there's nothing loaded in, whatsoever, or pertains to his foot or whatever. Now I'm pretty sure there's a secret way to find out about what's really is loaded in that boot. But I don't know if that story is ever going to come to play. But we'll see. But yeah, but great debut for El Phantasmo. And we'll get to more El Phantasmo coming playing more. You're playing more of these reviews of Impact Wrestling. Oh yeah, we get to Kimberly. I'm sorry, not Kimberly. She didn't have the match, but we already seen her. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say I'm actually Kiera Hogan being accompanied by Tasha Steelz versus one half of Knockouts champion Rachel Ellering being accompanied by Jordan Grace. And match happens. And these two had matches before. It was decent. It was nowhere near the match they had before. Before they came to Impact Wrestling. Because they had matches before. Impact Wrestling. And it was decent. And in the end, it was Kimberly. I keep saying Kimberly for. It was Rachel Ellering getting the win on Kiera Hogan. So. Basically, building up more heat between those the two teams for On the Siege for the Impact Knockouts Championship, the Knockouts Tag Team Championship, I should say. Downcast confronts Moose, pertains to the qualifying match against Jamie Storm. Basically, try the question of why Impact Management is putting him on the same level of other members where he should be already getting a shot at the title, whatever it's not that, because he's a 5-star athlete and all that. Basically, try to stir the pot and everything, and try to manipulate Moose. Moose was not having it, and that was basically it. Tasha Steelz. She calls out the Knockouts one half of Knockouts Tag Team Champions Jordan Grace to a match. And Jordan Grace accepts the challenge, and we'll get to the next Impact Wrestling show. Next Impact Wrestling review, I have to say. Main event time: Moose versus James Storm. No contention match to the 6-way match. Match itself was pretty good between Moose and James Storm. Moose and James Storm. I had it right before. Obviously, in the end, it was Moose getting the win, as I expected. And in the match that was storytelling here was that James Storm's leg was the factor of him losing. Even though Moose won with the lights out spear, but basically Moose went after the leg of James Storm. Now I don't remember how the leg ends up being a huge factor of it. If I could try to see how it happened. James Storm was cracking his leg against the ropes. I'm trying to remember how that happened. Yeah, because I'm assuming James Storm was trying to go for his last call super kick, and then Moose called it and did something with that. So that's what led to the damage of his leg, to become a factor of him losing, losing this match. So yeah, in the end, Moose, like I said, he had to win. After the match, he gets a steel chair wrapped around the knee of James Storm, and Pillmanize James Storm with the chair. Chris Saban comes out. Unfortunately, it was too late. The damage was done. Moose leaves, and that was it. And that will conclude your Impact Wrestling review. The show from May 6th. Maybe just double check. Yes, May 6th, 2021. And yeah, not much to say about the show. If I'm reading this correctly, I believe it was 7 matches. Seven matches. Wow. Never heard of 7 matches of Impact Wrestling before, unless I can't. Last I can remember. But yeah, so that's the my wrestling. For Impact Wrestling, 7 matches. And my overall rating for the show for the May 6th, 2021 one, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Good. It was still a good show. So that being said, thank you for watching, folks. So it's Natural Born Thriller saying peace on the streets as I try to play catch up with everything that I got to do here, which is wrestling reviews. Take care.